3-4 years of following you on Instagram and being like, I like this guy. This guy's a nice guy. Why don't I see him anymore? But I guess
I don't know. I was an Instagram celebrity, but that's.
Oh well.
That's
No, but like. Welcome back to fksalad. I'm here with my boy Moazam today.
That's good, bro.
Buddy, it's been too long.
4 years now.
Just seeing his stuff and how your business is doing, relationship stuff in your life. It's like, oh, it's nice because Moazam was always like such a nice, real dude. Met him back on the grind way back in the day that you guys will soon hear about. But before we get into that, got us some takeaway. Gotta love that.
Falafel
play. But which is funny because I just wanted falafel tonight. And then I said, oh, Moazam, you love falafel, don't you? And he's like, well, no. And I was like, wait, aren't you from the Middle East? I didn't even say that. But I just said, wait, what do you mean? And you're like, oh, I'm Paki. But I'm like, is that not the Middle East?
South Asia, my friend.
South Asia. So you learn something new every day.
So it borders Afghanistan, Iran, China, and India.
Where's the Middle East line kind of like draw in there?
I think it starts at Iran.
Okay.
That way.
Right. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of the last Pakistani meal I've had. There's
Auntie's Kitchen back there.
That's Pakistani?
That's Pakistani.
What's another one locally in Kitchener-Waterloo?
Flame Meat Shop, I think, but I think that's about it. If you want Pakistani food, you just gotta go to like Mississauga or Brampton.
I was gonna say
literally Mississauga or Brampton.
I was gonna say, or Pakistan.
Or Pakistan Reach.
You've actually always said that it's the most beautiful country. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful country.
When was the last time you've been back?
I was there on New Year's, actually.
On New Year's?
Yeah.
What'd you do on New Year's there?
Got married.
Holy cow, well congrats. That's crazy. I didn't realize you did it on New Year's.
Yeah, I did it right on New Year's.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Thank you.
So both of your families?
Yeah, they like each other.
Huge party?
Yeah, I would say.
But like, it's just a fun night overall.
Just fun night. It's just not one night, it's like 3 or 4 nights together.
Right.
So it's like you have one event and a second event and a third event, and then after that you have like a bunch of dinners going on. People are dancing and stuff, and there's music going on, so it's pretty lit.
Well, thanks for the invite. Thanks to the videographer coming through. You missed on that. Moazam's actually been pretty good for hiring me stuff in the past, but that I'll never let this one down.
Don't worry.
It's coming.
It's coming.
No, it's all chill, bro. Moazam's actually brought me out for a bunch of smaller gigs in the past, but I guess we should even talk about how we first met. I was hesitant to even say where. But I was on working aisle. I was working till 4 in Walmart.
I was working till 5 or something, I think. Yeah, Walmart.
This was probably how long ago you think?
This was 2015, actually.
Actually, honestly, that's kind of recent.
You know what's funny? I had to do some tax work with the CRA, and then like they're like, oh, give us like 5 or 6 years of your past employment history, right? So I go back on my CRA, and like I see Walmart there. This literally happened 3 days ago. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I did work at Walmart.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting decision that I made to apply to Walmart. I was kind of working a part-time job at the University of Waterloo, and then I needed something else part-time down the street for the summer. The one gig was photography, so I really wanted to kind of hone that. The only other company that would give me hours locally was Walmart. So I'm like, wow,
Walmart.
Here we go. Why were you working at Walmart?
Summer break, and then I wanted to save some money for the startup.
But there was no other jobs that would take you?
I didn't even apply anywhere else. I was like, all right, this is like, rather than wasting time, I know this place will just hire me, like,
Yeah.
3 days or something.
Have you worked like other jobs where you've like met people from? Because I used to actually work at Timmy's as well, and I met like a lot of people.
I worked at Timmy's too in high school.
Met a lot of people there too.
Yeah, I made some really good friends there.
Yeah.
I worked at Shell, like on Columbia. I worked at Shell during university, like I think 2nd and 3rd year. Okay. They strictly used to be Friday and Saturday, from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. And all I used to be doing there was sitting down and doing my chemistry lab. or
Mhm.
any kind of homework I could do, I just do it there. And then across the street, like the thing is, like when you start talking to people, you make friends with them, and then like a lot of people are really nice and they help you out.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about people in general. So across the street, they have a Petro Canada. The guy came through. We just started chatting. He gave me his Wi-Fi network. Then I started watching Prison Break. Finished like 4 seasons there.
Well, I was literally just gonna say, I'm so impressed with your grind, but now you're just watching Prison Break at work. I'm just like, maybe not. You've been working for this startup that you started how many years now?
So we started. So we actually came up with the idea in September 2015.
Okay.
That's when we came up with. So we have an idea what we want to do. So it was like me, Matt, and Zaid. We all met in like orientation week, Waterloo, and then we have these common interests like something to do with healthcare because we like helping people, but they're also like intrigued by technology and what it can do with improving lives. So down the line, this opportunity came up where the Faculty of Applied Health Science, they wanted to create this event called Hack for Health. And the whole purpose of this event was a 48-hour hackathon, and patients, doctors, nurses would come there and they would tell what kind of problems they're dealing with, and then students would be divided into teams and they have to come up with solutions and then present. So we had our own little team. It was Zaid, me, it was Basel as well, and then so one of the big problems that kept recurring was bed sores, and being a pre-med student. It's ironic because we never fucking heard of a thing called bed sore before. Yeah. And then when we started looking into it, it's like, oh shit, this actually kills 7 people every hour. Like every hour, some people die just because there's no information available right now.
Right.
Got us thinking. We made it. We made it small little. We were actually at the Engineering 5 building here all night long, just making CAD designs. And like next day we presented that, and then like out of like 7 prizes, we won like 5 of them. One included like a scholarship to the MBET program at Waterloo, Master's program. So I decided to do that as well. Yeah, and since then it's just been a roller coaster, like ups and downs. And but once you learn a lot, Of course,
because you were, I'd say, definitely saving at Walmart for Curiado, right?
In a sense, right? So it's just like, oh, okay, we need certain things. So it was just not me; it was also my co-founder Zaid, who was also working part time, just trying to hustle some money here and there. We just wanted to buy stuff and put it together and see how it works, basically.
Right. Well, you've been crushing ever since, and what's funny is that we also played soccer together. I don't even know if we should dive too deep into this. We played some great intramural seasons together.
3 or 4 seasons together, right?
Yeah, man. Those are some good years. But I'd always been like, okay, Moazam's like...
Scoregasm FC, I remember. Scoregasm FC.
Oh, man, good times. But you were always like grinding on this startup, work. And I was like, man, like, what are you even doing? And then I think what really kind of stood out to me, or just made me go, oh, okay, was when you actually hired me for photography for the Hack for Health event.
Yeah.
Because the same event that they got a bunch of scholarship and awards from, I guess you were part of the chair to organize it and help run it. And I was like, yeah, it makes sense, just some science thing that you're organizing. And then I went out there, and I guess some of the more professors or seniors, spokesperson there were very speaking highly of you guys, and you guys are up there saying, when we were here, we did this, like you guys do that. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like what they've kind of started here is like getting pretty serious. Yeah. And then since then, what have you been up to through the company? Because now it's like an established company, or how is it kind of, you have an office?
Yeah, we just actually recently signed a lease here just in North Waterloo near Northville and Weber. It's a beautiful 5,500 square feet office. We now have around like 14 employees. We've just been growing the company, working on new innovations. We did a clinical trial recently, had some great results from the clinical trial. And just the feedback we were receiving from patients, from nurses about how the device was changing their lives, how it was helping them monitor patients in real time. That in itself was very rewarding for the entire team. Like you make something, you work on it day and night, and then you see people use it. It's like, wow. So it is a bit of emotional as well at the same time, but it's like, okay, all your hard work is actually worth it. It's like a person's using it, a nurse is using it, and she's telling you, or he's telling you that this is actually going to make an impact.
Right. So Curiado, is the name of your company, and they do what? What are you guys doing?
So we are making hospital beds smarter. So the way we do that is we made these smart sensors. We made these smart sensor bed sheets. They go on top of any hospital bed, and you collect analytics on the microclimate of anything between the bed and the patient body. So that's kind of what we're doing. And when you're able to collect those analytics, you run those analytics, then there's a variety of different applications that can be hosted and that can help the caregivers. So bed sores is one of them, urinary incontinence, fecal incontinence, bed falls, for example, acute decompensated heart failure. This is another one. So it's like kind of like bringing the entire patient care to the bed. Right. So everything in the hospital is already smart, but the bed, something that the patient will be lying on for majority of the time, is not smart. Right. So how do you make that smarter? And at the same time, it's like you'll see there's this very horrifying trend that's going on, which is very scary right now, which is you have an aging population that's expected to double or even triple in certain areas of the world in the next 20 to 30 years. But at the same time, they're also forecasting a shortage of nurses. So in around 80 to 90% of hospitals and healthcare is cost is associated with the aging population. So you have this aging population that's growing. At the same time, you have this nurse population that's decreasing, right? So what we really believe at Curiado is that we think that technology that can really help caregivers, that can void this gap.
Amazing, man. Is this something that you envisioned back in 2015, that it would come to the level it's at right now, or when you originally came up with this idea?
Honestly, it was me and Zaid and Matthew when we came up with this. It was honestly just like, this would look pretty freaking dope on our med school resumes when we go to apply to med schools.
Right.
And then it just took off.
Yeah.
Like, we've received a lot of support, a lot of traction from the ecosystem. Like, that's one of the reasons why we haven't left Waterloo. It's just because of the tremendous support in the ecosystem. It's like everyone's here just so friendly and just willing to help and open up connections for us. But this all started as yeah, this will look like, we'll work on this, let's see where it goes, but it's gonna look pretty sick on our med school resumes. And then within 6 months, we knew we were onto something. Like, as soon as we started receiving testimonies from patients, from nurses, from physicians, from hospitals inviting us and wanting to know more how they can help, just the entire ecosystem got together and backing us.
Incredible, man.
And then the funding, like, the funding was really great too and helping us too.
No doubt, man. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right. So I really want to know, man, how you feel working for yourself.
Honestly, it's a great feeling. It's like you're working on something you believe in, and the other thing is that you're working with people that you respect, that you value, and at the same time they respect and value as well. So it's honestly, when you're working for yourself and you have a team, it's how you make that environment for you. So you have to work a lot on the culture as well. We have an amazing culture at Curiado. And we just look at the team. They come from diverse backgrounds. More than 80% of the team is from an immigrant background, right? So they're from different parts of the world, and the knowledge that they give in meetings, especially in innovation sessions, it's just tremendous. I never thought that this would become this.
Yeah, man. I actually, not to discredit you, I always just knew it as like you and your buddies, like the 3, 4, 5 of you, and now it's clearly something a lot bigger.
Yeah. And like, I mean, even like the people that we have on the team right now, they're exceptional. They are very, very exceptional individuals, and they care. Like, everyone cares for each other, like a family. Like, our lead engineer had a baby last week, and we were all there. We had a small party in the office, but it's just one big happy family. And everyone's just striving towards this goal. Everyone has the same mission that we want to accomplish. Just having that, that hindsight available in front of you, even though things might get tough, it just still makes it much easier. So we already started with we had a concept. Now we were at a product. Now we tested the product. The next stage is to take this commercial now.
Have you always had this kind of business mindset?
Honestly, I kind of had this small little mindset before. I don't know, it's probably just because my dad was an entrepreneur as well, but when I came to Waterloo, it was like the whole mindset for the first 2 to 3 years was like study, get a high GPA, go to med school, right? And yeah, so like avoided anything that would come in the way of me and my grades or something. But then fourth year, even though I did pretty well in school, but it was just still like, like there's more to this. There's more to doing, just studying and doing the traditional stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I realized I'm not a traditional person that can do, you can't tell me to do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna find another way of doing it.
Well, that's why I'm definitely keeping you around, my friend, because I know we're both in that same non-traditional kind of path.
Yeah.
And it's cool that even how we just kind of touched on there about social media, how we kind of just know what each other's up to, but don't really know.
Yeah, like social media, like I was telling you, it's crazy. Like it gets a lot of discredit nowadays because all the privacy and data regulations and everything. But when you kind of think about it, it's like I haven't seen you for like what 3 years almost.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're in the same town. Well, no, you're a big guy now. You're traveling.
Well,
and stuff.
I don't know. I am.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen each other for 3 years, but like I just met you. I just felt like I met you yesterday, right? So
Yes,
it's like
sir.
looking at your stories, looking at my stories, following each other on social media. I think that's kind of the greater impact social media has. It's like you're not connected, but you're still connected in a way.
And I'm glad we could take that social media connectedness and bring it into my car this evening. That's what we try and do here on fksalad. We eat very good food, and we also encourage people to get out of the DMs and into the car or in real life.
In real life, yeah.
To have a good conversation. So thanks for coming on, my friend.
No worries, bro. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, man. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Oh, also, we didn't drive around today because we were on a kind of time crunch. We thought we'd just meet in Waterloo, and yeah, just letting you know. See you in 2 days.